Good evening. I hope that you all had a really good day today. This is day 3, just under, or probably just at the wire from the day. I had to recharge my phone, so I had to let it wait for a while, and was a little preoccupied doing something else. But we're here now, and enjoying again the thinning of the veil. I found like 3 things. Word-wise, poem-wise, that I thought I'd share with you this evening on ancestors. And then I thought I'd talk a little bit about the Mayans and what their take on worshiping the dead was, or their Day of the Dead. So I will start with the first of 3. They're not titled, and there aren't authors notated, but I thought they were really, really good for what's going on. You're never alone, even during what you think are your weakest moments. You have thousands of years of powerful ancestors within you, the blood of the divine great ones in you, supreme intelligence and royalty in you. Infinite strength is always on tap for you. Know that. Let's see. The next one, it says, Suddenly all my ancestors are behind me. Be still, they say. Watch and listen. You are the result of the love of thousands. And the last one is, I am bound to them. Though I cannot look into their eyes or hear their voices, I honor their history. I cherish their lives. I will tell their story. I will remember them. I love these because they show the depth of the connection that we have to our past, or that you can have with your past. A lot of people don't always sit there and think that they are so much more than the result of 2 people coming together. That's just been the continuation of us throughout history and time. And when you really look at it on that kind of a level, it's really awe-inspiring to think that you are still here because other people chose to procreate and make it possible for you to be here up until this point. And it's really, really, I don't know, it's really, really cool to me. But anyways, I thought I'd touch a little bit on the Mayans. Mayans also too celebrated Day of the Dead, and what I really, really like is they have this. They perceive the universe as like a great tree, and its roots were in the underworld, and its crown in the world of the gods. So it just kind of shows you where it stood. The top of the tree was at the top where the gods were, and the roots were in the underworld. So after death, the souls of the departed would travel to the pool of souls that lay at the base of the great world tree. The sacred well that forms part of the ceremonial complex at Chichen Itza was also regarded as an earthly manifestation of this pool. Of souls. Many Mayan rituals from the ancient days were designed to call forth spirits of the ancestors from the pool when the living were seeking wisdom from the dead. There were rituals that were supposedly used that were brought the lords back to the land of the living, and they were performed on special days during the sacred Mayan calendar called Anu days. And there's even some traditions in the Maya where they would visit their cemeteries to pay their respects to the dead on those particular days as well. Their celebration falls kind of along the same lines as when the Mexicans also celebrated their own. One of the other things when they set up their altars is that they use marigolds, which are very commonplace during this time when we set up altars and we go to the cemetery. It's probably the principal flower that they do use when they are setting up their altars. There's stores that open up specifically to vend these flowers during that time of the year, those marigolds. And they say that when the souls were ready to reincarnate into the human world again, that they blossomed into flowers in the upper or the heavenly part of the world tree. So as they traveled up this tree, when they were ready to come back and return, that signified their return. So marigolds were set out for that reason, as a symbolic remembrance of those souls. And to the Mayan, the souls of ancestors are everywhere. They especially like to manifest themselves in the form of butterflies. So if you ever go to the Yucatan or some other region down in the Mayan region, and take a trip to the cemetery, more than likely you will find that there are butterflies flying around at the cemetery. Here we go. We're downstairs today, because somebody's watching TV upstairs, like Criminal Minds. Anyways, I love how these traditions actually vary from region to region, and they take their own spin and they do their own things. Like up here, when we celebrate, obviously marigolds are no longer in season. Oh, I was interrupted. Well, anyways, given the marigolds are not in season here, so mums would be the order. Chrysanthemums would equally work because that's what's prevalent. A lot of times people don't realize that things and customs evolve according to where your location is. Obviously, with me, I don't go to the cemetery to visit anyone. We have cremated remains here in the house. So therefore, going to the cemetery isn't something that I would do. I don't have to do that. I could do that for my grandparents, because they are interred in a cemetery, which is another thing I can do as far as celebrating that as well. A good way to also do it is just to go to the cemetery to clean up their gravestones. If you don't want to seem freaky and hang out at the cemetery and seem weird to people. Sometimes just going and cleaning up the space, planting something, leaving something, if you can do that. A symbol of your remembrance. Something as simple as that is a way of honoring your family. It doesn't have to be this big ordeal, or anything like that. Is a way that you can also celebrate. A lot of times people don't also realize too that when you take the time to keep your ancestors in your home, because sometimes a lot of us have a certain spot that we keep photographs, whether it be on the wall or a special table where we have all of our family collected, that in essence is almost as if you were having an altar in your home, paying respects and honoring your past. And it's the same thing. You don't have to get formal. You don't have to light candles. Keeping those people in your space is a beautiful thing. And it's because you're honoring and cherishing, and you realize that's your legacy. That's where your roots come from, and you're a part of that legacy because you're still here. You don't have to get all fancied out and do something crazy for that as well. But tomorrow I'll talk a little bit more about what ofrendia is. It's just another name for another part of the ceremony that they do for Day of the Dead in Mexico. But I hope that you've all had a wonderful day, and I look forward to sharing more with you tomorrow. And have a wonderful evening. Much love, namaste, and aho.